Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Mr Arthur podcast. And today I've got my guest back again, my mum. So
Why are you laughing?
Because of you.
What have I done?
You do this all the time. Like,
Stephen, I'm sat here. Come, do your intro.
okay, then. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a reaction video from the previous podcast that I did before, based around This Is Not a Coming Out podcast. And what we discussed was me navigating around my sexuality. And I had my friends on board, which were Rebecca and Aaron. And we were literally just dissecting the Black gay experience and just really kind of like delving into various different topics of what affects our community, our cultures, and how we've got to navigate around that. And I think like watching it back now, I can see certain things that I didn't even pick up myself. You know, when you speak it, it's a different thing to watching it. And it made me kind of realize that low-key triggered me a little bit because I didn't notice how much I've kind of overcame. And I think in today's segment, I'd love to hear my mum's point of view on my mum's point of view on that particular video. I think it would be very interesting.
Which one's that one?
You know which one we're talking about?
Yeah, I know which one, but which section do you mean?
So the overall section.
All right.
So what I'm going to ask first is,
All
what
right.
did you think of the podcast overall?
What's the... You start terrible. Oh, jeez. The podcast for me was all right.
Mm-hmm.
There was not, but it opened up. What you want to say? Can of worms?
A kind of worms.
Not in a horrible sense. In a sense that certain things we on the outside weren't really thinking about or thinking how it would harm or affect certain people in certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for me was when Aaron hit upon that show, The Lover Man.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's not that you don't know, but it's not there. It's the younger ones, what you see now and how they portray. And it's not really you. It's not you at all.
It's not me.
No. You know, when I call it whitewash, no. I don't know. Not all I want to come out. I don't know. Have this yearishness both. No, not everybody's like that.
Okay, then.
You know, you have, what they call them, the beers?
Oh my God.
No, but me just I say.
The bears, yeah, you've got different types of...
See, me know something. Not a lot, but me know a little bit.
I've got to post this.
When me say it, but them look big and butch and hairy.
Oh my God.
I don't mean nothing bad, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. So
none of that take it no other way either. I don't know exactly what me I say.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, but what as you said, for a lot of people, when they say they're out, they're expecting you to be either very flamboyant or weird, and then after, you really want to do this?
You know what?
You know me, I go in at the alphabet then.
Okay, then. Yeah, I think it's. I'd like to.
Not in a horrible sense. For me, I don't get all of that. If you're gay, you're gay. Full stop. Period. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is layers to it. I understand that. But it's exhausting. It's like learning. We have to learn different levels and who interact and don't interact and who. Oh, no, have a whole war out there too, you know. Mr. Arthur.
You know, and I feel like you've touched upon something that I didn't notice myself as well.
What's that?
You're from a different era. So
and each era is different.
Is very different with it. So it's like your knowledge and understanding of it is like totally different to what it is now.
That's it.
So, and hence the reason why the last time I said, what did I say? My mum's educated, uneducated, educated.
So I hear that the parts.
She understands.
Me with it, but me not with it. Yeah.
You know, like the fact
which is true.
You do understand, and it's like a lot of people will take offense to that, like to that dynamics. But it's like it's all about learning. There's a lot of things that I would probably say now, and what will probably offend the next generation of people. It's like it's just understanding what you're trying to convey, and just know that you are in support. And you know, so another question that I'd like to ask before we start the reaction videos is, watching it from your perspective and knowing that, like, I'm that way inclined, like, how did that make you feel from a mother's perspective of, like, watching that reaction video that I did?
I've said it to you as well. The part for me is also a fear as well, that you might not, I'm not saying you will never have love, but will you have that love, that complete love? That, I suppose, yes you will, but in our heads it's probably, we're looking at it differently. Will you have children? Yes, you want children. And then part of me I said, well, hold that, go. But in the same breath, it can happen. There's nothing wrong in that. To be truthful, I want you to be fulfilled in your dreams, right? With a partner that's suited to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fears I have is natural fears. You know what I mean? It's nothing... I just want good for you. I want nice things for you.
Yeah.
In terms of a partner. You hear me? Because don't get it twisted. No, he just come around, yes, I want to come disrespect. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
I get you.
You know, just like how you want for your daughter or your son, you want somebody decent for them. That's all I want. That's all we want for you.
Okay.
You know, but at the same time, we do have our fears, like we'll fear for any of our other children. Yeah.
Definitely.
So you're just mindful, because you know, they will try to play you out here. I'll do your short chest. Him look good. Then I try to sell him. Anybody want him? A good catch, you know. He can cook, he can clean, can take video, and him very profile. Good too. Why are you embarrassed now?
I don't know why I'm so embarrassed. And you know what? I'm low-key afraid of this reaction because it's like, guys, I know my mom, so I know her very well. So doing certain reaction videos with her, it's the first, but it's very interesting because, like, when I go to her house, we should do Gogglebox one day.
Oh, we're terrible.
Because, like, if we were to do Gogglebox, I think we'll be banned, actually.
Yeah.
We would be banned, like...
We got twisted sense of humor.
We do.
But it worked for you, said it.
It works for us. It works for us.
If you get us, you get us.
So, we're going to start with the first reaction video. Okay. And virtually what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be watching the video and then I'd like to hear your point of view on it.
All right.
And, like, if there's anything that I might have missed in the podcast that, you know, you've seen and you've taken it in a certain way, it'll be very interesting to, like, kind of dissect that.
All right. I'll try.
Okay then. So conversations that we have right now during this podcast that kind of break these types of stigmas that are against gay people.
Yeah, I definitely think it's just representation, isn't it? Like, I know that if our group of friends go out, you know, we'll go out and no one is expecting that we're gay. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like...
Like my son said, you look like a boy band from the 90s.
Yeah, a boy band from the 90s.
It's literally that every time we're out. So it's like that, in a sense, is being gay for us. Do you know what I mean?
For real.
So I think it's just representation, just people understanding that it's not, you know, super feminine. It's not, you know, wearing makeup. It might be. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, some people at this table, you know, they sometimes wear a little bit of makeup too. You know, like, but it's.
You see now, remember that bit.
It's.
It's concealer for the eye.
Someone don't sleep well, then you concealer.
It's concealer for the eye. Like, I'm on camera. I don't, you know,
Like what they call Botox.
You know,
Botox.
still.
That's just Botox.
Oh, do you have that?
No.
Oh, you sure?
No, this is natural.
No, not Botox.
Mum.
He might mix up concealer with Botox.
That's who. No, he was being shady to me.
Oh.
That's what Aaron does. So I was going to ask you, based around this current segment, what were you like your key takes from that part?
This part was interesting, though. This is the part when I realized I've said it before, layers to this thing. You know what I mean? As you says, what Aaron says, you know, about going out and stuff like that. Yeah, you go out, but in our heads, when you say the word gay, you're looking for, as I said, somebody over the top, very flamboyant and all of this. That don't suit everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, it's not you or your friends for real. You guys will just go out. You don't stand out no way to me to say, you know, oh, somebody could have just walked past and say, oh, there's a group of gay guys. Can me go a dance and say, bag a man turn up together. And just because they might probably have them spliffing at their mouth, or they might have them drinks at their foot, or they might dance to certain music, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
And that was like, that's probably one of the reasons why I posted it, because there's so many different pockets.
That's right.
Like, you can be femme, you can be masculine, and like, and that was always something that like popped up. It was like, what is like the archetype for a gay person? And it's like, you can't put that. There's nothing there where you put that into one category. And like, I feel like there is this, like Aaron did touch upon something where he said that he feels like the community's whitewashed to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So it's like they probably assume that I've got like all the united colours of gaydom in my house, and I'm like, you know, incredibly like flamboyant.
That's so not the case.
You know, like there's so many different things, and like the music as well. That's another thing as well. Like Kylie Minogue, a little Britney Spears. All of that, and don't get me wrong, I do like them, but it's like once again,
it's a stereotype thing as well.
Those are the stigmas that are attached to it. Where in essence, I love going to dance. I love going to a good dance, and it's like sometimes, in all fairness, Mum, I kind of prefer going to straight clubs and gay clubs, because it's like I just know what I'm getting when it comes to music. I know what I'm getting when it comes to the vibe sometimes, and it's like sometimes that can't really go past people's minds. It's like they expect me to go to those places. Your culture's your culture, and that's it. That's the interesting part of it.
But that now have not to do with your person, your sexuality.
Exactly. So when I'm going to some of these, there's times when I go to some of these gay clubs, it makes me laugh, Mum, because I'd go and it's like they'll be playing good music at the start, like Rick Ross, you know, and then out of nowhere they're playing Britney Spears. Right after, like the switch up is crazy, and you can see people standing there like, what the hell's going on? Like, I thought you were playing
just
one
play
tune,
normal,
and then you play the most gayest tune ever, like, which is not a problem.
Is that out of the blue, or is that a thing?
It's literally a thing. It's like there's no mix and blend when it comes to music, and it's like, don't mind hearing some Britney, but blend it up a little bit. You get me? So
don't just fling it in at them big.
But that's a different conversation. But yeah, that's and
places to go. Again, forgive my political correctness. Where not find place to go?
There isn't. There's not many places to go. I mean, I guess you got like the Village in Birmingham and stuff like that. But there's also, and I personally don't like going out to clubs in London that much. It kind of
is it still an undercover thing for some clubs?
No, not at all, actually.
All right.
So you've got a few clubs you do have a few clubs in London.
Okay.
That are pretty decent, but I prefer festivals. So if there's Black Pride going on, I prefer going to things like that. And if there's a really good event, and you know, I've been forced at will to go, I'll go with my friends. But apart from that, I prefer to go abroad.
Forget the clappiness and nothing, travel out.
The music's better, the vibes is better.
Or just the music.
Yeah. On to the next reaction video.
OnlyFans.
It's okay then, so we're going to go on to the next reaction video.
Ignorant.
So...
Which one?
Stay in the closet. Stay in the closet without a female being involved.
100%. Like, it's not fair. It's not fair at all, and really and truly.
You know, we're doing all this PC stuff, yeah, great.
No, of
but
course.
the reality is, I'd be absolutely furious
Come on, Becky, step it up. Go, girl. Yes.
I haven't even asked you a question.
You don't have to ask me no question.
No, why can't I ask you no questions?
I might time you to do all the questions before. But I answer for Rebecca.
Start the things. Go on. What are you giving that look for?
Are you bullying me?
I'm not bullying you.
No, for that particular section, yes, I understood it. I heard what you said about there's a part of you that kind of, a small part of you that feels sorry for the person in that kind of situation. But it's true what Rebecca says. If you want to stay in the closet, tap in there. Stop come out and want to play. Because you're fucking with people's lives. It's not nice. To be truthful, I don't understand it. I can't say I get it. I'll be ignorant to say, oh, I get it. It's a lie. And anybody who said that is not that way inclined, keep on a mouth in certain things. But when it comes to a couple having kids, going through life together, and then for some reason it busts out, it's like a stab in your heart. Come on, it's hurtful.
And that's it. It could be, it's catastrophic. That's the reason why.
Even thinking about it, me being put in that situation, prison couldn't hold me.
No.
I have to go bring back the death penalty. Miss sorry. Because what I'm looking at, rather than tell me you've wasted, yes, it's part of it is a waste, but I could have been doing something else. I can't turn my emotions off. If I'm with that person, if you're with someone, no way you can turn your emotions off. You'll be angry, yes, I'm thinking, but that's deep. And I know it happens.
It happens a lot.
I know it happens.
And it's like, I'm very, to tell the truth, I couldn't have agreed with her more in it, because it's like, I can't stand that shit. Like, I actually don't like that.
Yeah, but at the same time, why is it still kind of happening now? Part of me saying, I could understand it back then, up to a point.
Up to a point, like back then.
Up to a point, because of the whole culture of it and the way people dealt with individuals. Up to a point. But tell me, man.
I think it's down to like the culture of like being around so much masculine energy, and you having to live up to that. So I feel like there is a there's a method. But
when you say masculine, when you say masculine energy,
fathers, uncles, dad, like friends who are straight acting, and you're the only person that likes men. It's like
you're assuming.
It's you against you.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of said in the last video. Like, so you do have to keep on the front. Hence the reason why there is a level of empathy that I do have for certain people. But like what I said, putting somebody's health at risk, a woman's health at risk, setting up a family with a whole woman. Like, I've actually seen stuff like that happen before, quite a lot. It's very common than you think.
That's what I'm saying. That's part of a world. It's in our faces, but we don't really see.
You don't see it, but there's another thing as well. You know, when there's certain things that men don't get, or men might not understand from a woman's point of view. I also see like kind of there's two sides to a coin, because I do feel like there's a part that women don't get and women don't understand, and they're not supposed to understand because they're women. So from that aspect of like why men take it so far and why they do what they do, I feel like it does need a little bit more like kind of emphasis, because these reasons, you've got to remember, if they're going to be coming out, and this is something that my friend highlighted, my friend who was chatting to from New York, he was like, when you're coming out, not only going back to what Aaron said, what are you coming out to, but what's the adverse impacts of what happens when you come out.
Yeah.
And when you really think about it, and I had to really put myself in those shoes, I was like, imagine, I'm not only coming out to her, but what's her reaction if I was to have kids? Is she going to make me stop seeing the kids? And then what's the reaction? What's the chain effect that will happen when probably her family finds out, probably my family finds out what's going to be the relationship that I'm going to have with my brothers and sisters or my friends that find out.
It's big.
So it becomes like a really huge spider web of just different things that happen just for you to come out of that closet only because you wanted to show face to the other men around you. Do you see how this is like kind of a domino effect? So there was that element that I looked at and I was like, rare. I didn't understand that. I didn't notice that because even me having these conversations, things have already started to happen without me even knowing. Unfollowings have happened. Like communication with certain male friends that I've had have just kind of subsided. And it's like it was never like that before. And it's like that's the interesting, intricate part of it that I don't think people really understand. Hence the reason why I always say, I know that Rebecca thought it was PC, but I really think that we do have to give certain DL communities a little bit of grace, even though it's a disgusting thing for you to hold out and like pull a woman in that situation. The mental behind that, the heaviness behind that is just, that will cause somebody to like literally commit suicide, and that's happened quite a bit. So it's like looking at it from a different retrospective and looking down and seeing, okay, then this is how it can affect like the whole family of that one person just saying what their sexual preferences are. I can see how it can mash everything up, especially in a community like ours. You get it?
Yeah, enough.
It's a mad thing. It's a madness. It's a madness.
It's all right, but all the women them though,
they don't know.
Not
they don't know.
I know that mean, but why is it different? Do you think it's different in the lesbian community?
They're given a lot of grace. There's an
they
exemption there, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know the reasons. I think that a lot of men do find it more attractive, or they find it like
that's it.
And plus, from like what I said, I don't know the lesbian community, but from the outside looking in, like some people just see it as a phase. They see it as a phase, like, oh, I'm just going to play. A lot of people, that's what they perceive it as. So they're just playing around with women, but eventually they're going to go with men. So it's like there's definitely like a different angle when it comes to being a lesbian, where it's less restrictive. There's less pressure on you, but like what I said, I don't know that experience.
It's true, you don't know. Me don't know either. Me just ask.
And yeah, I feel like it's
so if one don't know, please explain it to me.
I don't think they know either. They're straight.
Me not ask straight people.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, in the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please do.
If you
could, like, love some education. So anybody from the lesbian community that could speak to my mum and like kind of break down and dissect their experiences would be absolutely wonderful. I'd be looking to know as well. I'm very curious myself. I'm curious. Back to us. Next reaction video. You ready?
Bring it on.
Okay then. I just feel like the environment that I was in kind of restricted me in certain ways.
Yeah.
I didn't let it define me, but it did restrict me. Especially when you're behind the bar and you're in front of a lot of homophobia.
Yeah.
And it's like 16, motherfucking 16.
Yeah, you're hearing it.
Working behind the bar, you're hearing it. You're hearing all the flipping slurs. So it's like bank holidays. Anytime where I had to work behind the bar, and I'm not saying that I had a really good upbringing, guys. I've got a very loving family. I love them to death. But some of the people that came to the fucking pub, pardon my language, like, and what I had to experience behind the bar, sometimes I'm actually shocked. I'm like, how did I get from A to B? How did I actually become the person that I am today?
Yeah.
You know, it really makes you wonder, and it's nice to know that there's somebody that has had a mindset where they haven't had to think like that. Yeah. So it kind of, looking at you, it's very refreshing, like to know that you've got that mindset. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, that one.
Then call it, you toughen up. Water if I duck back now.
Lord, sir. It's like, and that's the thing.
It's like a,
when you speak about it, like, and that's the reason why I said that watching it is different from speaking about it. Because, like, after, like, you know when you say it's like, it doesn't really, like, to me it doesn't hold much power, because it's like, it's just words in it.
Yeah.
But it's like when you listen to those words back and you're like, it kind of takes you back. So it definitely takes me back to like the pub days, bank holiday. I hated it at times. I loved it because the sun, it's a vibe, but
And it's a
the
bullshit,
people,
but
it's
sometimes
like
they're awful.
my anxiety levels used to be a level of 1,000 because it's like I didn't know what I was gonna get. I didn't know who was gonna serve, and I didn't know who was gonna be on the bar with me because it really depends on who's on the bar with you as well. Like, and those were all the types of things that were constantly going through my head.
That's going through it, but that was the same for us as well. Yes, I understand. It was heightened more for you, unbeknown to us, really. You know, we just put it down to age. If I think about it now, we just put it down to, oh, you know, India's a bit younger, or it might be slightly hot-headed.
Yeah.
You know, a bit not hot-headed, a bit sharp. Because you weren't rude. You probably be a bit sharp and make up your mind or something like, man, what wrong with you or something. But I get it. Because we don't know who we're getting through the doors from day to day. We don't know what they're going to come off with. And that's why most of the time, as you got older, certain things I used to hear about people or whatever. And it's like, it's not that deep, let it go. It's not your business. Keep it moving, one of them.
Yeah, like, just...
But what you put out there, yeah, it must have been hard.
It was hard and difficult, yes. But I feel like that's where, like, I got the tough skin from. Like, low key. Like, I'm not saying that it was a... And another thing, before I even go through to that, like, that part of the segment was actually to tell... Aaron's experience has been totally different to mine.
Yes,
so
I could tell that.
And that's what I liked. It was like, oh, it gave me hope that, like, if you've got an experience like that where you've had to, you haven't had to think about your sexuality like that. You've just had to coast. That's the way it should be, and I think that's what I envied.
At some point, it's still gonna. Come across it. How will he deal with it then? If you've never had to challenge nothing. Not that you should do.
Exactly.
You know, how do you think he probably would challenge? But then again, Aaron, a bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
Not in a,
like, not like that.
I mean, if I don't go for him, you know.
No.
In confidence enough
Very
to all
confident
himself.
of himself.
And, yeah. And putting words together and make them know, do not mess about.
He definitely is. It's just a very... I think that was like a very interesting topic because it just made me realise... Like, I think I'm a little bit stronger than I actually, like...
Of course you are.
Thought it was because it was... How did I actually survive this? Like, I don't think I could never take that shit now. You know, different things like... I would never...
You wouldn't take it now.
I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't tolerate it.
I wouldn't tolerate it. So, hopefully, I'd like to think... I'd like somebody else's situation to be easier. I think that's at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, that's the outcome you're aiming for.
That's the outcome that I'm
to make
aiming
it sort
for.
of easier for somebody else navigating through their little journey.
And I just want to reiterate once again that my upbringing was A-class. I had a very, very good upbringing, so I don't want nobody to dog that out. And not all of the customers...
I've already paid him, I'm broke.
Not all of the customers in the pub were dickheads either. That's it. But, like, I think it's down to, once again, culture.
The
ignorance and, like, their lack of education and just understanding certain things.
No, for them, I think the same. One of them used to run off them out there, picking on them out of the closet, then drop out. So all them out the gate. Sorry. I know that's a bitchy side in man, but I no lie. Some family don't want to chat about it. Oh, your son. They don't know, they don't see. We know. I know I should. But sometimes it's calmer as well. I know you should ask me certain questions. Right, then want to come stick to you. I'm dead, right? As we would have said, we nice, clean boy. You're mad.
I know. I was like, leave me alone.
Come, only friends.
No, man. Oh,
you know something I help you?
No, like, no.
Okay.
No, Carol.
Just one.
No.
Rich. He likes to travel. Bougie.
No.
In mother will come as well.
No. Stop it.
I'll just be there. You might need me to Do you take off little sun off of your face when you have sweat on teeth? Send me shopping. Get me out of the way.
Are you ready for the next review?
Okay.
Because I am.
You sure?
Yeah, let's do
Alright,
this.
let's do this.
What happened was shit happened. So I'm not gonna go through the full story, but there was a moment where I had to tell my mom. There's a moment where I had to tell my mom. I was in the car with my mom. I was like, Mom, I've got something to tell you. And my mom was looking at me, and she was like, Yeah, what's up? I was like, I like men. And she was looking at me like, and I was ready for the world to crumble around me. And I was like, is there anything else? And she was like, yeah, what else? What was the important thing that you need to tell me?
And it'd be like that because when you...
But
everybody
your
was
mom...
like, shit.
Out of everyone, your mom's gonna know.
Yeah, your parents always know. Even when I told my dad, he was like, yo, son, do whatever you want to do. It's your life. He was on his tablet, as he usually is, probably playing Sudoku or something, Animal Crush, whatever. And he was like, Stephen, this is your life. You do what you do. And even him doing that, him being so nonchalant about it, just him not even caring, not making a biggie over it. So...
That's my joke. Come on.
Why are you so extra?
I know. Because I can't. Come on, boy. We have to know.
Yeah, that moment, I remember when I told you, and I remember it just felt like I needed to. It was like, okay, I've got no choice now, even though she probably already knows. I was like, I've got no choice.
Yeah, but what was the urgency?
I can't say it.
Oh.
I can't say it on the camera because it's too
Alright.
personal.
Okay.
I would.
Were you called out, or did you think you was going to be forced? And that's horrible.
It wasn't called out. It's like I overheard it.
Okay.
I was sitting down eating my food, and it's like I overheard somebody speaking about it, and there was certain specific things that I heard them say, but I only told to one person.
Okay.
And that's what kind of sent me over the edge. I was like, shit, I need to tell my mom
you
before
didn't
it goes
want
back
somebody
to her.
come back to
I
you.
didn't want no one to come back to you. So I was like, let me just tell her. And then when you're in the car, you were looking at me like, is the person that you're dating cute? I was like, I'm not dating anybody. Oh, why you ask me then? Leave me alone. She was like, you do you, Stephen.
I know my life.
And I think I wasn't expecting it.
Probably, because I was just about to say that. What was you expecting?
I don't know, and this is where I say it's you versus you. And I was like, I should have known my mum would be super cool about it in the first place. But I don't know, I was still challenging that in my head at that time. And just to say it was just like, oh my God, she's gonna disown me. My mom's gonna disown me.
Is that,
that's the way that I felt, at the time. And then after that, when you the way that you reacted to it, I was like, oh, my mum always reacts to things like this usually. So she's not fussed.
Again, it was about you. I know my fears for you or whatever, but at the end of the day, I can't live your life, babes. And I want you to feel comfortable in who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
I know, but I chop it with some of the idiot out there. But
yeah, that too.
Because when I do the same thing, yeah, look, man, I look, girl.
Oh Lord,
girl, I look, man. Same thing.
And even down to Dad as well. Dad was like the completion. It was like no, Dad was like
we know Dad's view
moment. Yeah,
right?
we know Dad's views.
But you see what Dad, and which is most men, what they do, they know what is what. But at the end of the day, you're their child. Frig whatever else is going on. Don't make breeze drop on you. That's all him I say. That's all me I say. That's all we I say.
Yeah.
That is it. You're with Pitney. That is it. We want the best for you. It's not all about that.
And I think that was enough validation. I was like, Mum and Dad knows that was enough for me. It was like when telling Dad, it was like, I feel complete.
We don't know for a long time. We just have to wait for you to come on.
Lord of God. Oh,
But I don't lie. But everybody has speculate. Don't ask me nothing. That was my reply. When I want know for, are you in there with? I remember somebody passed a comment at the pub one time or whatever. Mr. Want me, I look him. More luck and gone. Yeah. Don't step to me with your bullshit. Don't. I'm not the one.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not the one.
Well, Mum, we're gonna have to wrap it up. But
Wait.
we're gonna have to wrap up the today's
He hasn't fed me.
reaction. I did feed her. She's lying.
You know, see me. I
Lie,
waste
she
away.
I tell.
Look, I'm wasting away.
No. I bought her Uber. I got her some food from Uber. Very nice food.
He might take me money
5-star
for
luxury.
and I bought what you want fans page. Look here.
No.
Let me try to sell you. Might get back my fur coat for that. I can't actually buy it.
Here we go with the fur coat again.
I'm not letting
Look
it go.
here.
People, he still hasn't come through with it.
I'm doing your
He
fur
was
coat.
trying to measure me up. Me don't want to measure up. Me did.
No, I still do clothes design.
You never. You know something people. Him never designed nothing for me yet.
Yes, I have.
What you designed for me?
I designed a dress, but
What dress?
It was a dress
It's still there on the what you call it? Sitting mannequin.
on the sketch.
Yeah.
On paper.
Headless.
Oh, no.
No
Back with-
arms. No.
back with the headless
yeah,
again.
so me know you want to do with me. Chop me up.
What
Nah.
a order. But I just want to thank everybody for joining me once again and my mum in today's
Forced.
episode.
Yeah.
You weren't for. She was low key forced that will.
Yeah. I had my hand behind my back. Oh, because I'm old.
But I'd love to hear your comments and your point of views in today's reaction video.
Yes.
And hopefully you've watched the last episode that we reacted to. So please like, subscribe, and feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback.
And it's a good watch. You know,
It's a decent
open
one.
your mind and show it to others. Pass it on. Like and subscribe.
Thank you very much, Mom. Thanks for joining the show.
Pay me.
Bye.
Bye.